Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Wednesday, December 29th, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a quick recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate. I believe it is an 8-game or a 9-game slate overall off the top of my head, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight as well. So without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. So at the point guard position, we have Malachi Flynn, $3,000, looking for 15 points out, recently coming back from the COVID list. He ended up with 16 points, so he was a hit. Could have been an even bigger hit as he was 2 for 12 shooting from the day. If he just made a couple more shots, would have been even better for us yesterday. Then at shooting guard, we have Malik Monk for $4,100. Looking for 21 points out of him. He got to 38. He was in that starting lineup, played about 40 minutes. Very good day for him overall. Then at small forward, we had Jalen McDaniels, $4,800, looking for 24 points out of him. He got to 37.5, so he was a hit as well. Then at power forward, I had Naz Reid. I did mention in the comments switch from Naz Reid to Jaden McDaniels, but I failed to remember that I already had Jaden McDaniels in that small forward spot yesterday. A lot of things going on right as we got these news and trying to adjust all the lineups and everything like that, so I do apologize for that. But if you did end up playing Naz Reid, looking for 24 points out at $4,400. He got 11.25. His first game back was not in that starting lineup, so unfortunately that was the case yesterday. I did get stuck with him in one of my lineups as well yesterday. And then at the center position, we had Omar Yurtseven, who was $4,800, looking for 24 points out of him. Essentially, once PJ Tucker was ruled out, Udonis Haslem was out. There was essentially nobody behind him. I think they ended up playing KZ Okpala 16 minutes, like at the 5 position as well, but other than that, there was not anything there, so he looked like a great value overall and was pretty popular on most sites. Got 36.5 points out of him, so he was a hit as well. So 4 out of 5 on the DraftKings side, not a bad day overall. The only one that was a miss was my mistake in that Naz Reid one when I was doing the updating. And then on the FanDuel side, we had Spencer Dinwiddie, $6,000, looking for 30 points out of him. He got to 45.9, so he was a hit. Will Barton, $5,400. He got to 34.8, so he was a hit as well. Then we had Garrett Temple. Pelicans team started out really, really bad, and then they actually ended up coming back, I believe, and winning this game as well. So he was $3,600. Looking for 18 points out of him. He got to 25.1, so he was a pretty good hit as well. Then Kyle Kuzma, $5,900. Looking for about 30 points out of him. He got to 32.9, so he was a hit. And then I had Naz Reid initially here in that center position. I said if you want to pay down, you can go to whoever starts for the Thunder, whether it's Isaiah Roby or Mike Muscala. It ended up being Isaiah Roby. He was $3,500. Looking for 18 points out of him. He got to 20.7, so he was a hit as well. I said if you want to pay up, you could look at Jonas Valanciunas or Mitchell Robinson. If you went with Mitchell Robinson, he had a crazy good day. And if you went Jonas Valanciunas, he was a little bit disappointing, but he'd still been kind of a game time decision up until that point. So that's kind of why I initially moved off of him in general anyways. But a pretty solid day, 9 out of 10 overall between the two sites. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the injuries and play for tonight's slate. So once again, it is a 7 o'clock start time. We have 2 games tipping off right at 7 o'clock tonight. So we have the New York Knicks, who are without Nerlens Noel, Derrick Rose, and Wayne Selden. Daniel House has since been ruled out as well. Jericho Sims, game time decision. We'll see if he's available or not. But he has not been in the rotation so far this year anyways. On the opposite side of the game, we do have the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham's questionable play, so we'll see if he's back today or not. He's been on the COVID protocol list. But otherwise, they are without Jeremy Grant, Killian Hayes, Josh Jackson, Corey Joseph, Saban Lee, Trey Lyles, Rodney McGruder, Kelly Olynyk, and Isaiah Stewart. So this is a pretty similar lineup to what we saw the last time out. The only difference is if Cade Cunningham is able to play today or not. Then we move over to the Charlotte Hornets, who were without Miles Bridges, Scotty Lewis, and PJ Washington. So no major changes here from the last time out. Then for the Pacers, we have TJ McConnell and TJ Warren out once again. That's nothing new there. And then Malcolm Brogdon, questionable play. I believe he's been dealing with a sore Achilles. Once again, I'm not sure he plays tonight. We'll have to see. It's just something to watch out for, but we'll know that news right before lock either way. And then for the Clippers, we got Nick Batum, Paul George, Isaiah Hartenstein, Reggie Jackson, Kawhi Leonard, Preston, Jay Scrubb, and Wright all out tonight. So pretty similar to what we saw last time out. They did get Marcus Morris back, so we'll see if he's on any type of minutes limit once again. At least it's not a back-to-back because we've seen him play big minutes one game and then just not play on the back-to-back. But should be an interesting spot there for Marcus Morris, maybe Eric Bledsoe, maybe some of these other guys as well. Then for the Celtics side, they are without Bruno Fernando, Enes Freedom, CJ Miles, Aaron Nesmith, Dennis Schroeder, and Jason Tatum. So hopefully Jaylen Brown takes that step up tonight, but his price did go up quite a bit now that we do know Jason Tatum is out. Marcus Smart is questionable to play. He is dealing with a laceration on his hand, which is a fancy word for cut on his hand, so we'll see if he's able to play tonight or not. Then for the Atlanta Hawks, they have a whole bunch of guys once again. So we got Bogdanovich is now on the COVID list. John Collins, Sharif Cooper, Gorgie Jang, Ellison, Gallinari, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, Jalen Johnson, TLC, Okongwu, Lou Williams, and DeLon Wright. So pretty much most of their team's gone at this point in time. Wesam Mwandu could be back today. He's questionable at this point in time. There could be some value overall in this Hawks team, but mainly you're probably going to be looking at these big three guys in Trae Young, Cam Reddish, and Clint Capella. Maybe if somebody else joins the starting lineup, that they become a value as well. And then for the Chicago Bulls, they were without Lonzo Ball, Tony Bradley, Alex Caruso, Ersan Ilyasova, Alfonso McKinney, and Patrick Williams. Derrick Jones is questionable to play today, so we'll see if he's back or not. But with that being said, not really many changes for the Chicago Bulls overall here, mainly if we get Derrick Jones back today or not. For Los Angeles Lakers, they started one of the most interesting lineups last night with Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, Avery Bradley, Stanley Johnson, and LeBron James. I guess LeBron James was the 5 in that situation, but we'll see if they do something crazy like that once again tonight or not. The lineup they have right here, right now, I do not trust at this point in time, but they are without Trevor Ariza, Kent Bazemore, Anthony Davis, Wayne Ellington, Kendrick Nunn, Austin Reeves, and Rajon Rondo, so no major changes there. Mainly it just depends on what that lineup looks like overall. If they keep going with a small ball lineup with LeBron and Carmelo playing the 5, could make for an interesting game script for tonight. Then on the Grizzlies side, they're without Aldama, Dylan Brooks, Jarrett Culver, John Conchar is now out as well, DeAnthony Melton, Sam Merrill, Yves Pons, and Zaire Williams. So they're getting pretty thin, especially that wing position at this point in time. Kyle Anderson's likely to join the starting lineup, replacing John Conchar, so he could be a little bit of a value today overall. For the Miami Heat, they are without Bam Adebayo, Dwayne Dedmon, Udonis Haslem, Kyle Lowry, Markieff Morris, Victor Oladipo, Max Strus, and then PJ Tucker, I assume, is going to be questionable today. He was out last night. They have not updated that at this point in time since they did play yesterday as well. So there could be a little bit of value on this Heat team overall. Yurt 7 looks pretty good, especially if PJ Tucker's out once again. Then for the Spurs, we have DeJounte Murray and Zach Collins out once again, so no changes there. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, they are without Darius Bazley, Derek Favors, Josh Giddey, Trey Mann, Povashevsky, and Robinson Earl. So pretty much the exact same thing we were looking at last night. Then for the Suns, they are without DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, Frank Kaminsky, Abdul Nader, and Dario Saric. Oddly enough, Elfrid Payton was in COVID protocol. Now he's not, so he must have had a false positive test. So JaVale McGee could be a value if he does not foul out once again. Cam Johnson in that starting lineup looks decent on both sides as well. Then we move down to the Jazz, who are without Azubuike and Donovan Mitchell. Fitz is questionable play once again, so looking at some decent value here, maybe Joe Ingles, Mike Conley, and Jordan Clarkson, just depending on which site you're playing on. For the Trailblazers, they're without Blevins, Covington, CJ McCollum, Ben McLemore, Joseph Nurkic, Dennis Smith Jr., Watford, and Cody Zeller. So once again, very, very thin in that front court. Larry Nance could see big minutes at the center position once again. Then last but not least, we have the Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings. For the Mavericks, they are without Trey Burke, Willie Cauley-Stein, Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway, Ja'Cory McLaughlin, and Maxi Kleber are both game time decisions. We'll see if they're able to play today or not. Most notably, they get Reggie Bullock back, so he's probably in that starting lineup. Not anybody you really want to play for DFS purposes, though. Then for the Kings, they're looking pretty much the same as yesterday, with Alex Len, Davion Mitchell, and Quetta all out once again. So pretty quick little rundown on the slate overall. There'll be some things we're looking for throughout the day, but I will be listing all the updates in terms of injuries, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments as well throughout the day. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So you're going to see a very familiar name at this point guard position is Malik Monk. $4,000, looking for 20 points out of him. He was in that starting lineup last night. He played very, very well. His price tag actually went down $100, oddly enough. Malik Monk at this point in time, if he's going to be playing these big minutes, especially like he's been playing, there's no reason not to play him. I have him modestly projected for 28 points at this point in time, but he definitely has a lot of upside for more as well. Then at shooting guard, we have Joe Ingles, $4,000. Looking for 20 points out of him as well. He's in that starting lineup now. Should be playing bigger minutes. I currently have him projected for about 24 points. If he's shooting the ball well, could have some upside for more as well. Then a small forward, I'm going with Devin Vassell, $3,700. Pretty cheap option out here overall. Looking for about 19 points out of him. He's averaging almost 22 on this season. Playing a little bit bigger minutes as of late. No DeJounte Murray in the lineup switches everything up just a little bit. A little bit more opportunities there for him as well. So I currently have him projected for about 21 points, which is pretty much in line with what he's been doing this season. Then at power forward, we got Kyle Anderson, $4,600, looking for 23 points out. I'm averaging 22 on the season. Should be in that starting lineup, should be playing bigger minutes today. I currently have him projected for about 26 points. Then last but not least, we're going right back to Omer, year 7, and he's $4,600. Looking for about 23 points out of him. I currently have him projected for 28 points tonight. Obviously, we've seen him have some pretty good upside. And then if PJ Tucker doesn't play once again, his upside on tonight's slate could be through the roof once again. I do expect him to be a very popular play, but there are a lot of good value centers on tonight's slate overall as well. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you'll have $29,100 remaining, $9,700 per player. So you can definitely pay up for at least 2 stars on this slate, find another value play to pair along with them, or take a little bit more balanced approach, see what works best for you. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Eric Bledsoe once again. Last time out didn't help us too much, but $5,500. Looking for 27, 28 points out of him, the exact same price as last time. I'm projected for about 29, 30 points tonight. Then at shooting guard, we're going right back to Malik Monk once again. He's a little bit pricier on the FanDuel side at $4,700. Looking for 24 points out of him. Still got him projected for about 27, 28 points on tonight's slate, and definitely has a ton of upside for more. Then at small forward, we're going with Cam Reddish, whose price is oddly cheap on the FanDuel side. $5,400, looking for 27 points out of him. Coming off a couple major scoring games, 2 out of his last 3. Playing big minutes for the Hawks team, going to be one of their primary point scorers, one of their primary ball handlers probably too as well. So Cam Reddish, just way too cheap on FanDuel tonight. Like I mentioned already, you're looking for about 27 points out of him. I got him projected for at least 30 points tonight, and he definitely has a ton of upside for more as well. Then at power forward, we have Al Horford, who just did come back recently, but he played very well. I believe he played 34 minutes that last game, so no major concerns minutes-wise for Al Horford overall. Looking for about 35 points out of him, got him projected for 36 tonight, but he definitely has a little bit of upside for more as well. Then last but not least, we have Mitchell Robinson at that center position, $5,500, looking for 27, 28 points out of him. Got him projected for about 29, 30 points in tonight's game. Pretty good matchup for him against this Detroit Pistons team. Going to be going against a rookie center in Luka Garza if Mitchell Robinson stays out of foul trouble once again, which he's been doing pretty well at as of late. He's been playing bigger minutes, and he's been playing very, very well. Mitchell Robinson could be a guy to really put your lineup over the edge, especially on the FanDuel side tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you have $31,900 remaining, just under $8,000 per player, so definitely opportunities to pay up for a couple studs on tonight's slate. Or if you really want to do a more balanced approach, that's perfectly fine as well. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, December 29th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. Heck, if you want to throw Super Draft in there as well, we can talk some Super Draft too. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.